What's up, guys? It's been a while. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're enjoying your holidays or you enjoyed your holidays, depending on when I upload this. Today, we're going to be doing something different for the channel. I'm going to be watching a movie, an 80s classic, and that is The Breakfast Club. Usually, I don't react to movies on the channel. I usually do movie trailer reactions, things like that, but since everything's kind of slowed down because of the pandemic and things have gotten pushed back and delayed, there hasn't been that many interesting trailers for me to react to. I wanted to obviously keep active on the channel, and I was like, this seems like a fun way to do it. So yeah, The Breakfast Club. I'm super excited. The last time I watched this movie was when I think it was back when I was in school, middle school. I don't remember, but I bought the Blu-ray like 3 years ago, I think, but I never actually watched it. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is a learning experience, obviously. So I don't know how I'm gonna begin to edit this shit. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, we're gonna learn as we go. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. By the way, my dog is like right here, right next to the camera. So if you hear her snoring or something, that's what it is. This is directed by John Hughes. Forgot to mention that. Man, I love 80s music, bro. I have a whole playlist on my Spotify for 80s music. I feel like I'm going to pay attention a lot more this time around.
It's so absurd I have to be here on a Saturday.
It is absurd, actually. I don't know if it's just me or like the school I went to, but there was never any Saturday detention. There wasn't even any like after school detention. It was only if you were in trouble for any reason, there was lunch detention. So you couldn't like go hang out with your friends after you ate outside. You would just have to stay inside and, just not do shit.
Well, get in there and use the time to your advantage.
Oh, we're not supposed to study. We just have to sit there and do nothing.
Well, listen, you figure out a way to study.
This library is incredible. My high school library was like a couple bookshelves and some desks on the other side. He's asserting his dominance over the other kid. That's how you do it. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't be a dick.
Excuse me, sir? I think there's been a mistake. I know it's detention, but I don't think I belong in here.
I have way too much money for this shit.
Maybe you'll even decide whether or not you care to return.
Yeah, I can answer that right now, sir. That'd be no for me, because...
Sit down.
Thank you, sir. We can't both take off our jackets, alright? One of us has to stay warm.
It's a free country.
He's just doing it to get a rise out of you. Just ignore him.
Sweet. You couldn't ignore me if you tried.
I mean, if you keep on throwing paper at me,
So?
I don't have much of a choice.
Bender, you don't even count. If you disappear forever, it wouldn't make any difference.
That's
Your
fucked
dad
up.
might even exist at this school.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't have anything to do with you activities people being assholes now, would it?
Well, you would know. You didn't even know any of us.
Well, I don't know any lepers either, but I'm not gonna run out and join one of their fucking clubs.
Let's watch the mouth, huh?
That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating
What if
fire
there's a
codes
fire?
Well, the school comes equipped with fire exits at either end of the library.
Show Dick some respect.
You through?
Not even close, bud.
Good. You got one more right there.
You really think I give a shit?
Another. You through?
How many is there? That's 7, including when we first came in. You asked Mr. Byrne here whether Barry Manilow knew that he raided his closet.
Now it's 8. You stay out of it.
Excuse me, sir, it's 7.
Shut up, Pee-wee.
I never really understood when I watched it the first time why like he kept on doing that. Like he kept on like saying, "Yeah, I want another Saturday detention." I was like, "Why? Just don't answer back." But all of these kids obviously it has to do with the way that they were brought up or they were raised by their parents. And we know that Bender, his parents obviously they treat him like shit, and we're gonna see more of that like further into the movie. But he feels like he has an opportunity to speak back in school because the teachers can't like they can't like hit him or do anything like that. They can only try to talk back, but even then they can't say too much to you because they're teachers. So he knows that he can talk to them in a different way than he can to his parents. So he feels like when he has the opportunity, he has to fight back. You know. You kind of feel for Vernon too. I think that is that his name. I think you kind of feel for him too because it's like he obviously heard him say that, but he doesn't want to go back in there and fight more. You know, like he's just a guy trying to do his job. You know, he may come off as a dick or an asshole to the kids. You know, obviously, when I first watched this and I was a kid, I thought he was like a fucking villain. You know, but he's just an adult trying to do his job, and some kids are making his job hard for him. I see it from another perspective now too than I did back when I first watched it. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You like your old man better than your mom?
Both screwed.
No, I mean, if you had to choose between them.
I mean, I don't think either one of them gives a shit about me. It's like they use me just to get back at each other.
So don't get me started on parents that don't care about you. All right, because I know all about that shit.
I don't like my parents either. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't get along with them. And their idea of, you know, parental compassion is just, wacko, you know.
Sure. You are a parent's wet dream. Okay?
That's a huge misconception about that kid right there because we saw at the beginning of the movie how his mom was being, and she was like hounding him and being like, hey, you gotta study, like any minute you get you gotta study. But sometimes because they put a lot of pressure on you, you know, and as a kid, like that's high school. When you're in high school, that's pretty much like your life. So when people put pressure on you, it doesn't help. You're just trying to like grow up and be your own person. I don't know what I'm getting at with this. I'm just saying that I can see how much pressure Brian feels at home. These guys, they don't see that. They just see a good kid and they just think everything's just perfect in his life, you know.
They hitting you, you hitting the floor. Anytime you're ready, pal.
Damn, that was impressive.
I don't want to get into this with you, man. Why not? I'd kill you, and your fucking parents would sue me, and it'd be a big mess, and I don't care enough about you to bother.
That's an interesting way to get out of a fight. Just be like, I would fight you, but I don't want to be charged with first degree murder. So, wait a minute. This is the guy that was in the yearbook at the beginning.
How you doing?
Wow, I never noticed that. That says a lot right there, doesn't it? At the introduction, there was a page of the yearbook, and it had, I think it was the yearbook, and it had his picture on it. So I don't know if that was like a most successful page or something. He looked pretty snazzy. He had a tie on and everything, from what I could see. So maybe it was like the most successful page. I should have paid more attention. Fuck. But if it was, that says a lot right there because now he's a janitor. So that's another thing about people thinking like what you are in high school is what you're going to be for the rest of your life, and that's not how it is. If you're popular in high school, doesn't mean you're going to be successful, you're going to have a lot of money. It doesn't mean any of that. Things could change really quickly.
I think the cafeteria would be a more suitable place for us to eat lunch in, sir.
Well, I don't care what you think.
Doesn't fucking matter, Andrew.
Dick,
There's a table here, there's a table over there.
what's in there?
Yes. Where's your lunch?
You're wearing it.
Nice. Oh, a nice catch. What the fuck? Should probably play softball.
Sushi?
Rice, raw fish, and
She even brought the little tray for it. Damn.
You won't accept a guy's tongue in your mouth and you're gonna eat that?
can I eat?
I'm with Bender on that one. I'm not a fan of sushi. I'm not a fan of any seafood, to be honest. Yo! He's making them gains. Is there more? Oh, fuck. Imagine how much money to feed this kid every day. Now we know why his parents want him to get that scholarship. Like, we can't afford we can't afford college on top of all this food. That's the weirdest shit I ever seen, man.
Yes, dear. Isn't life swell?
Never assume you know what a person's personal life is like or home life is like.
This is what you get in my house when you spill paint in the garage. See, I don't think that I need to sit with you fucking dildos anymore.
That was a pretty intense scene and everything, but that was pretty impressive at the end there. How he got up there. That's pretty much what I was talking about earlier. What he gets at home, he has to show that same energy to someone else. Like when he comes into the library, he has to like kind of intimidate Brian into sitting somewhere else. Like he has to do that to feel a little bit of dominance because at home, that's what is shown to him, I guess.
This is so stupid. Why are we risking getting caught? I don't know. So then what are we doing? You ask me one more question and I'm beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, you could have stayed back, Brian.
He's a bum. You want to see something funny? You go visit John Bender in 5 years. You'll see how goddamn funny he is. What's the matter, John? You gonna cry?
Hey, keep your fucking hands off me! I expect better manners from you, dick.
Adults forget sometimes what kids are going through, in their own personal lives. They just see this kid as an asshole in school or like making his job difficult. He doesn't try to see why he is like that or try to help him out, just pushing his buttons. He just kept on pushing his buttons and telling him, like, are you going to cry? That's not going to resolve anything in that situation, especially if you're a teacher. You're supposed to be the adult there,
Get on your feet, pal. Let's find out how tough you are. I want to know right now how tough you are. Come on. I'll give you the first punch. Let's go. Just take one shot. That's all I need. Just one swing. That's what. You're a gutless turd.
Damn. Like, hey man, if I wasn't a teacher and you weren't a student, I would beat the shit out of you. Like, on one hand, Vernon is like at his wit's end with this guy because he's been like embarrassing him or like making his job a living hell for I don't know how long. But on the other hand, it's like I know why Bender is like that, and as a teacher, you should do more when you don't know what that person is going through, when you don't know what that kid's going through. There's always a reason for why people act the way they do.
Lady says.
Now, I may not have caught you in the act this time, but you can bet I will. You make book on that, Missy.
Yo, wastoid. You're not gonna blaze up in here.
Wastoid. Damn. This vocabulary. I need to add some of this shit into my vocabulary to spice things up. And Brian's like, yo, I need a hit, bro. Like, to be honest with you, my mom's been getting on my case about my grades.
You know how popular I am. I'm so popular. Everybody loves me so much.
Man, Andrew is having a completely different response to this weed than everybody else. Dude, Andrew's on cocaine. What the fuck is this? Dude, I'm so hungry. Fuck. I should have ate before I started watching.
It's got a new picture on there. I saw it.
All right.
Oh yeah, that was before the internet. You had to pretty much have pictures. Can you imagine? Holy shit.
What do you need a fake ID for? So I can vote.
You want to see what's in my
That's
bag?
voter fraud right there, Brian.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be John Lennon. Carl, don't be a goof.
Come on, Carl. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
And each year, these kids get more and more arrogant.
Oh, bullshit, man. Come on, Vern. The kids haven't changed. You have.
Carl is a wise man.
Why?
Your parents aware of it?
Person I told him was
What?
Have you ever done it with a normal person? Didn't we already cover this?
You never answered the question.
Look, I'm not gonna.
Everyone is
discuss my
really
personal life with
interested
strangers.
in Claire's love life.
Answer the question, Claire. Talk to us.
Come on,
Answer the question. Don't be
Come on, it's
a
easy. It's only one question.
No, I never did it. I never did it either.
Got him.
All I could think about was Larry's father. And Larry Without lamps, there'd be no light.
Neither one of you is any better than the other one.
What do you care what I think anyway? I don't even count, right?
Uh-oh, he's bringing that shit
I
back.
could disappear forever and it wouldn't make any difference. I may as well not even exist at this school, remember?
My God, are we gonna be like our parents?
Not me. Ever.
That's what you say now.
You are a bitch!
Why? Because I'm telling the truth? That makes me a bitch?
Wait,
What
hold
about
on.
you hypocrite?
Nobody rings the doorbell anymore. You see my dog? Alright. Lay down. No, Canela. No. Lay down. Good girl. Good girl.
Just bury your head in the sand and wait for your fucking prom.
I hate you.
Yeah? Good.
God damn.
You're like full of yourself. Why are you like that?
I'm not saying that to be conceited.
I mean, she's kind of telling the truth, though.
I need it. It was a handgun.
We'll open the locker.
Mhm.
You back? See you next Saturday. Yeah.
Man, I don't know about these relationships, man. It seems like they're gonna be toxic as hell. But hey, they're still in high school. Her parents are probably like, "Is that our daughter?"
What we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete
And a basket case. A princess.
and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, Breakfast Club.
I don't know if that was a, I don't know if that was 1,000 words, but hey, it was a good message at the end. So that was The Breakfast Club. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. I didn't realize how difficult it is to do a movie reaction because I constantly kept on getting lost in the movie, just getting too into it, and I just forgot to talk or give my opinions on it throughout. So there's gonna be some parts that are like either cut short because I wasn't saying a lot. But yeah, this is a really great movie, guys. It still holds up. Like I said, I hadn't watched it since I was like in school. It definitely feels very different as an adult. You just have a different perspective on things now. Like before, that part where Vernon and Carl are sitting like in the, what was it, in the basement where all the files were, and they were like talking about Vernon and how the kids haven't changed, he has. That part I completely skipped on my first watch of the movie because I was just so interested in like just what the students were doing. You know, I didn't really care about the adults, and now I actually watched it, and it really adds a lot to the character of Vernon because now you start seeing like where he's a very stern person, you know. And he's not about any like bullshit. That's why he's always getting into confrontations with Bender. But Carl is like a really important character that pretty much tells him, hey man, like the kids aren't the ones changing. They're not getting more rude. They're not getting more disrespectful. The kids are kids as they've always been, but you're the one that's changing. You're getting older, and the older you get, the more you start getting disconnected to that kid part of you, you know. So you start forgetting that you were once a kid yourself and how that was. So yeah, like I had said throughout the movie, like I see everybody's different perspectives on situations, so I know why Bender is the way he is. And I said like Vernon should, he should pretty much know better as the adult and as the teacher in the situation to not let his emotions get the best of him. But at the same time, like I can see like a teacher kind of losing it because like the same student or even multiple students are always like either being very disrespectful or not letting them or just making their job like really difficult, you know. Yeah, at the very end, that part that threw me off back then and it still throws me off now was when everybody pretty much asked Brian to write the paper for them. It's like even after that whole scene where they were all seated there and they were all talking to each other, I thought that was like a really like a growing moment for all of them, you know. But then they just revert back to like, hey, you're the nerd, so go ahead and write this for us. So and everybody agreed. So I don't know, that was kind of weird. I mean, Brian would probably do the best job at writing it, but still, it's like you all have to write your papers. Yeah, I don't know about the relationships at the end. I don't know, man. When John and Claire were really going at each other when they were all seated there in the circle, it's like that's if they do ever get married, that's what I expect their lives to be. And that seems toxic as fuck. Anyways, yeah, I really love this movie, The Breakfast Club. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions as to what movies you want me to watch, any good movies, feel free to leave them in the comments. Hopefully this turns out pretty good. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time.